ABC. So it's been a minute since I've done one of these, done a video. Been probably about 2 weeks, maybe a little longer. Just had a hard time, been having a hard time finding time to really put in that work. I got to get back rededicated and committed to making time to at least, you know what I'm saying, at least get more active on this YouTube thing, drop videos with consistency. But what I want to touch on is this Shawn Porter, Errol Spence deal, this fight. I will say that I dropped a video about a month ago, really giving my assessment and breakdown on how I think the fight is going to play out, what I see in both guys, why I feel like the fight plays out the way it is. And I've kind of stayed away from that topic since then, just for the fact of want to give it more time, see how you guys look in camp, coming out of camp, how they look at the weigh-in, so forth and so on. So, be it as it may, the weigh-in hasn't happened yet. I'm pretty sure my feelings won't change from what I said a month ago. But that said, I will be dropping a video tomorrow. I mean, yeah, probably this evening after the weigh-in. If not, it'll be Saturday morning. Giving my assessment on how I think the fight plays out. But what I do want to talk about right now is, you know, I've heard a lot of people mentioning, you know, Shawn Spence's confidence, saying that, you know, Shawn Spence, Shawn Porter's confidence, sorry. You know, that his confidence appears to be through the roof, that Porter seems to be really feeling himself, feeling good about the fight, feeling like he's gonna go in there and you know, be able to do this, do that, whatever. He likes his chances. What I do want to say about that is that I remember a lot of people saying the same thing about Keith Thurman going into that fight with Manny Pacquiao. And I said, and I dropped the video saying all that's false bravado. That's a guy who is trying to convince himself that he belongs where he's at. You know what I'm saying? That he belongs in that fight. He deserves that fight, and trying to talk himself up psychologically to, you know what I'm saying, to get ready to face that type of challenge. Now, I understand, you know, Shawn Porter believes in his skills, believes in his talent, his abilities, whatever, believes in his, you know, believes in what he's done in the ring up to this point. But I tell you, I'm one of those people who, when a person shows me conflicting things, I tend to fall back on the first thing they said or the first thing they showed me. And I remember, and I'm not going to forget, that Shawn Porter did not want the Errol Spence fight. He and Danny Garcia both pretty much were dismissive of fighting Errol Spence. And when Errol Spence got put on pay-per-view, when they found out he was going on pay-per-view, they both were adamant about their fight against each other should have been on pay-per-view. And it was at that point that the guys both started speaking about being willing to fight Errol Spence Jr. And, you know, it's come full circle, you know, for Shawn Porter. He got the win over Danny. Errol got in the ring, pretty much challenged him. You know, the Hi Sir interview, Shawn Porter, confrontation in the post-fight after the Danny Garcia fight. I think it was after I'm pretty sure it was after the Danny Garcia fight. And then Porter talked about how it's going to be the easiest fight to make. And then the fight didn't get made. And I said it's all Porter. But I will say that up until that point, Porter wasn't talking about, you know what I'm saying, really, really pursuing that fight. Like I said, until the pay-per-view thing came up with Errol and Mikey. And then also, you know, Porter went in that Ugas fight, and I personally, I don't see how you come out of that fight with Ugas in the fashion that Shawn Porter came out of that fight with Ugas with any type of confidence that you're ready to face Errol Spence. So that if you weren't feeling that way before, because if he was reluctant to face Errol Spence before the Ugas fight, then certainly coming out, the outcome of that Ugas fight did nothing to bolster his confidence. Because I personally didn't see anything out of Shawn Porter in that Ugas fight that was worth complimenting him on. You know, and it's hard to watch a guy fight and not find something to say, hey man, he really showed grit, he really showed determination. You know, only thing I can say is that he was there for the whole 12 rounds and he was actively trying to still trying to win the fight. But in my opinion, and I've said this more than one time, I think the Ugas fight was the most lopsided fight Shawn Porter's ever been in terms of a fight that went the distance that he's got a decision win in or decision loss out of his, you know, because he's had a lot of close fights. And I felt like Ugas won the fight 8-4. 7-5 was the best I could give Porter. And I also felt like, you know what I'm saying, I mean, I saw what everyone else saw. Porter got dropped by Ugas. And it didn't count as a knockdown. But even without that, I had to fight 8-4. You know, like I said, 7-5 was the best I could give him. So I don't see where all this confidence comes in. I just think I see false bravado. I don't think that the guy doesn't have self-belief. I think he believes in himself. I just don't think he believes in himself against Errol. And I think that it's more so about psychologically convincing Errol that he believes in himself or that he thinks he can do the things that he's saying he can do. I think whatever Porter thought when he was reluctant to fight Errol Spence Jr. is the same way he feels right now. The only difference is he's in his pay-per-view fight debut. He's excited about that. He's stoked about the possibilities of the fight doing big, what it's going to do for his career in terms of notoriety and recognition. He's stoked about the possibilities of if he is somehow able to pull off the win, what it does for him. And at the same time, I think he's looking forward to the financial gain to be had from being in a pay-per-view fight. But I'm not going to stay on the topic too much. Like I said, I will be coming back either later today or tomorrow morning talking about my breakdown and assessment of the fight and how I think it's going to play out. I really do want to see these guys at the weigh-in first, because sometimes the weigh-in will tell you something that you didn't see coming, you know, prior to that. Because I can tell you, I certainly didn't think Shawn Porter was going to have a hard time making weight in that Ugas fight. But that was the case, and we saw how he looked in the ring. And regardless of how many people come out and say they thought Porter won the fight, or won the fight convincingly, regardless of what the judges said, I mean, officially, he won the fight. I mean, that's never going to be changed. But at the same time, the footage of that fight is going to always be there. You can always go back and look at that fight and see that Shawn Porter was out there to take the words, use the words of my man Trey X. Shawn Porter was in there looking ragged as a roach against Ugas. But I'm going to leave it at that. It's D-Lo404 Boxing. Thanks for watching the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. You know, I'm trying to grow this channel. Like I said, I'm trying to get more active on this channel. Start putting out more content consistently. But it helps when I got people in the comment section. Them likes are going up. My viewership, you know what I'm saying, the algorithms and stuff looking right. That motivates me to keep putting them out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. D-Lo404 Boxing, I'm out. Peace.